let me tell you a story about an idealistic, overly naive boy. Well, woman, because I'm transitioning. But that comes into play during another story that happened at the same time, which actually has another story attached to that. In my senior year of college, I decided to study abroad, inspired by a now ex-friend who was going an information season during my Japanese language class. The cost was the same tuition-wise, and I got a scholarship for the study to cover that entirely. I only paid for housing, food, and my ticket. It was the opportunity of a lifetime that turned into a trauma of a lifetime. Now, on my way to Japan, I was panicking in the car. I don't think I could do it. It didn't help that my flight was very early, and I'd never flown alone. Left the country and haven't lived alone since my sophomore year. My house was only 40 minutes away from the campus, so I was never on my own, really. We got to the airport. I waved to my family and went through bag check, only to hear my dad mumble, "He actually fucking did it." Thanks, Dad. I surprised myself too. So, off to Japan, I fly, smiling and feeling free. I enjoyed my first 2 weeks, but things took a turn soon after. Now, this is where my story branches off into two tales. The story for another time and today's main course. Brief summary. My friend and I had a falling out before Japan. Somehow we ended up befriending the same people and hang out as a large group. This was fine for a while, but him being a gem lead to me getting kicked out of that group. At this point, everyone had already formed cliques in our program, so I was alone. The treatment of the group and one clown made it hard for me to socialize due to gossip and people reading the air and judging me. I was alone in a foreign country, actively being shunned by the study abroad crowd, and gloriously, all my anxiety came back with a vengeance. Now here's the thing. I really was struggling. I've been struggling with selective mutism. I had to overcome it before, but a stressful situation brought it back. Now mixed in a foreign language and I could barely speak at all. All things Japanese escaped my brain, so I was literally only able to say a few basics. Being alone made me decide to try online dating and meetup apps. I know, but I was desperate for someone to talk to, and I had considered a study abroad romance. I never really tried dating before because I wasn't interested in anyone seeing me as a man in a sexual way, being trans, but this was my chance, really mature, and I desperately wanted to make a few friends to explore with, to really make lasting bonds, and all that bullshit that they sell you at the study abroad fair. Here we go. Match number 1, cute guy. Claims he's in an acting troupe. He'll swing by if he wants to fuck. I slow it down, we chat. He moves around because of the troupe and offers to pick me up. Thinks I should join since study abroad sucks. I decline. Match number 2. Calls me baby right off the bat. A little forward, but I don't mind. I'm awkward and have been accused of being forward, so I go with it. He keeps calling me baby. He rants about getting out of a long relationship. He asks me what I think of cheaters. Red flags, but I try to open. I explain my views. He then asks me what I like, what movies and food. Says he'd like someone to stay home and cook for him. Okay, dude. Says he's considered cuddling and watching movies as good time. Likes to have deep conversations. Sounds great. I'm lonely and open book and hate bullshit. His perfect date is mine as well. He calls me baby repeatedly, asking me tons of personal questions, but I get one word response to mine. I flip it back on him, ask the same questions, and he asks another deeply personal question instead of an answer. Something feels off. This isn't normal. He swings from erratic anger about past relationships not working out to heavy flirting to deeply personal quiz show questions all within an hour of first contact. I'm in my room thinking, what the fuck? Am I being pranked? I wasn't. I put the phone down and get a shower. I come back to more messages. The last one angry. I'm taking so long to respond. I apologize and explain I was in the shower. He gets madder, calls me a liar. I apologize and we keep chatting. Now, as this is going on and alarm bells are ringing, I start thinking this guy is trying to get my info to impersonate me or something bad. Crazy, I know, but why else would this conversation be so one-sided? I'm more talkative via text, but damn it, not that chatty. We're now on hour 3. My head is spinning as I'm getting swept around by a barrage of messages, never really having time to think. I decide to tell him I think I've had enough. He apologizes and tells me a sob story. I bite and go in deeper. He tells me his ex kicked him out and I offer sympathy. And this fucker starts saying words are better than actions. Calls me baby again and tells me I should run to the store and get him a damn gift card for PlayStation Network or some shit like that. It's been a year. It might be a specific game, maybe Fortnite or one of those MMO games. I say I think this should be the end. He immediately replies okay. No anger, no rant, just okay. Something about that was the creepiest part. It made me think this wasn't over. But honestly, I still thought I was being catfished by the asshole in my program. I mentioned it to someone I thought I could trust and he told me there's no way. I'm being crazy. This guy sort of let me lead him on a little, but turns out to be two-faced. But that's part of story number 2. I turned to the one other person I'm still friends with. We barely had spoken before, but she was sweet. I tried to help make friends after she was sick the first week. She ended up helping me in return later as things got worse for me. She and I are actually still in contact. I did get that bond I wanted, all because of a nice act I did while overwhelmed with my own shit. She agreed that wasn't normal, and we walked to the 7-Eleven for some chicken and drinks at 9. I get a message from an older man. He tells me he's married and straight, and just looking to experiment. Says he's never done this before. Yeah, right, dude. He literally says every cliche. Every. Come on, the works. It's like a bad rom-com. I should know since I love them. This guy talked like he was out of an episode of Will and Grace. So I will call him Will, because honestly I don't remember his name. I told Will, 1, I'm not interested in a sexual relationship. 2, I will not break up a marriage, and 3, I'm not into older men. And Will was old, at least in his 50s. He had a blurry profile picture and sunglasses. No close-up on the profile, but sent me a picture that could pass for the guy on the profile when I asked him to. He wasn't attractive to me at all, so I thought it could be real. Otherwise, why send an average older man's picture? We talk a little and I'm clearly not interested, but also don't want to be rude. But he keeps pressuring me to meet up and asking me questions. He likes that I think I'd be a bottom. He likes that I'm a virgin. I'm starting to get freaked out, and telling him he's making me a little uncomfortable. He apologizes and assures me he's never done this before. I roll my eyes and say sure. We talk and it goes back to C. He invites me to his hotel room so he can take my virginity, and I can be his first. I cringe. He then disappears as quickly as he came. Whole profile deleted. I think that's weird. Conversation disappeared with him. Apparently that's how the app worked. Next day I get a message from Will. Sends the same picture of the guy without the glasses. Starts asking me about sex again. Tried to talk dirty to me, and I say I'm not interested. He disappears again. And now this is where shit gets creepier. We are on day 3 of this behavior. He tells me he's in town and I'm staying in still. Says he's there one more night and he wants to take me to Pound Town and pop my cherry. Hard pass, dude. No means no. Now I think how persistent he's been. I thought about stories of being kidnapped or raped in hotel rooms, and how this dude does not accept no. I get a glorious dick pic while I'm thinking about what to do. I can't even block him since he just pops up with another profile a day later. Life goes on, and I just accept this. Every day the old chat is gone and a new one appears. I tell him no and block it. This goes on for a week, and I get fed up and tell him to get a clue. I block and report him, knowing it will do nothing. At this point, I don't leave my dorm for a few days, even for class. At this point, I had stopped caring. I'd coordinated my schedule with my friends and had to deal with at least 2 of them in every class. It made it hard to focus. The sweet girl checked on me and took me to a cute cafe above the station. I started hanging out there alone with her. It just felt right, like exactly what I wanted. A place to chill away from those assholes at the dorm. A place just for me and my friend. Now, number 3, or is it? A few nights in this mess, I get a message from a new guy. We chat and he seems cool, but dude keeps trying to hook up with me. I guess the dating pool is slim if you only speak English, and he was super pent up. I'm explaining I'm not looking for sex, and he says it's cool, but keeps pushing. Lets me know he's actually going to be in my suburb of Tokyo. I say I can't meet up. I'm actually in the main city with someone. He says cool. The next day I get the same message. This time I lie and say I'm in the city again. He tells me his friend lives by the station and he'll be there if I want to see him. Well, that's weird because I live by the station. My dorm is right by the station. That is too convenient. Well, here we go. I get a message. I check and it's from the guy. He says he thinks he saw me at the cafe. I look around and see no one who's not Japanese. I look outside and see an older man pass and think nothing of it. I say he should come and say hi if he's there. No response. I ignore the message and leave for my other daily ritual, heading into the main area 2 stops over, looking at anime merch at Animate, and book off, visit a local shrine. I had spent a lot of time at this shrine praying. I found it relaxing and quiet. I had been frequenting different shrines and performing rituals, making offerings and filling out prayer cards and buying talismans, the works. I was looking for an answer to things in my life, about my mental health and loneliness, my struggles speaking, my ex-friend and the people shunning me. I was praying to decide should I stay or should I go, both about Japan and my life. Should I really transition? Should I go to grad school or get a job? Should I be a lawyer or work in entertainment? Really heavy stuff. Then all of a sudden I feel this eerie sensation like I'm being watched. Now the shrine is quiet and I see nobody else. I decide to get out of there as fast as I could. All the way home I feel watched. But I'm being paranoid, right? It's in my head, right? No, it's not. I've seen that old white man before. He was outside the cafe. I start wondering if he was number 3. He was at the cafe when 3 messaged me. And there weren't a lot of white people in Japan, so who else could it be? Then a worse thought pops into my head. What if this is Will? I try to stay calm and walk to the train. This guy is still following me. I get on and he does too. Just as the doors are closing, I jump out. Will is at the other end of the card and doesn't see in time. I wait for the next train and headed home. Who do I see at my stop? You guessed it, Will. Now I've already made eye contact with him, so he knows I'm there. I remember something. There's a police box on the other side of the station. If I turn right instead of left, this fucker will walk right by them. He couldn't possibly be gutsy enough to follow me after that. I run past Will and up to the escalator. He slowly follows me all the way to the police box. Now my Japanese was bad and I couldn't barely speak over there. But I had a head start and tried to explain the situation. But no words would come out at all. I was frozen there trying to scream, help, but nothing. Up walks Will. He casually grabs me by the arm, smiles at the officer and says something in Japanese. He then looks down at me and tells me to be a good boy for daddy. He pulls me away from the cops and I'm speechless, even more so than I already was. As he leads me away, I'm shaking. This isn't going to end well for me. Tears fill my eyes, and he keeps leading me away. But suddenly there's my friend, walking down the street from the grocery store. I see a chance. I try to scream, but nothing comes out. By some miracle, she looks over at me anyway. She reads my face and shouts at him. He's startled, and I bolt towards her. She charges at him, ready with pepper spray. He bolts. We both cry. I stuck with her even more after that. I eventually left because my anxiety was too bad. The school had nothing to help with bullies, and the counselor I had asked to see took note of my encounter with Will, but nothing came of it. He made me feel insecure, like the whole thing was exaggerated. I'm still struggling with a lot, but I'm doing better. I'm on hormones, looking to grad school programs, but have tried to put the past behind me. But the anxiety is still there, and I have nightmares about trying to scream, but no words coming out. Maybe I'll upload the other Let's Not Meet stories about the group of bullies I faced there, or how the school covered it up, or how the counselor and I had made what I now think were several passes at me, or the story with my ex-friend. But for now, I just want to go to bed, and I honestly don't want to do anything that triggers those assholes in case they find it. So, this is a true event that may appear more humorous and creepy, and to a degree it was, but it also was a tense situation, as witnessing someone snap right in front of you is unnerving and unpredictable. Years ago, I worked in a home office of a large corporation. Their building campus consisted of a few buildings, and also leased out office space to several other companies, law offices, etc. So generally everyone around the building campus wore professional attire, and there were a lot of unfamiliar faces coming and going. One day at lunchtime, I, as well as many other people, were outside the building courtyard enjoying the weather, sitting along a large statue that had seating wall around it. Suddenly, this heavy-set older man with a thick mustache, who reminds me of a large walrus, comes out of the main building lobby in a nice suit and tie. So he's looking generally just like everyone else around, and nobody expected what would come next. He walks straight and deliberately towards the statue area, and aggressively throws his briefcase towards the people sitting on it. Luckily, it fell just short of striking anyone. Some people yelled and got up immediately and scattered away. He then approaches others still sitting there and starts angrily singing parts of Sinatra songs and other show tunes at the top of his lungs. He had snapped. He was getting in people's faces screaming some of the lyrics to New York, New York, Yankee Doodle, and Hello Dolly. There was no smile, no look of comedy. This makes me wonder if he was just fired, or had a terrible meeting, and now he was taking it on everyone in his path. He scanned the people sitting there, and if he caught anyone laughing at his singing or making eye contact with him, he would get in their face, shout screaming these lyrics with a demented look on his face. I wasn't sure what to expect, if he was going to eventually attack someone, or someone was going to hit him for his demeanor. He just kept it up and was screaming these outrageous songs as he paced back and forth, looking for someone else to randomly scream at. I continued to sit there quietly and was trying to avoid eye contact, so he wouldn't come up to me. But inside, I was confused, concerned, and on guard, and to some degree, enjoying every minute of this strange spectacle. I almost laughed at the absurdity of this as his singing sounded ridiculous. Every person he confronted was just casually walking away from him as he shouted in their face. He just finished one of his angry songs, and there was a facilities worker who always reminded me of the rapper Eazy-E, just watching from across the courtyard while he was working. As soon as the guy took a pause, the facilities guy quickly did a loud la 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 la, loudly and in an operatic manner in response. The angry dude turned around quick to see who was mocking him, and The facility guy played it off pretty good, pretending he was just cleaning. The angry guy was shouting, "Who did that? I'll break your jaw," while scanning the people in the direction to see who to confront. Soon after, the building security or police came and took him off the property. At times, when I hear about someone who snapped or gunned down people at the workplace, it makes me wonder if things would have went worse than this had he been armed. So, to whoever snapped that day, glad we never crossed paths again, and I hope you took some anger management and voice lessons. Hey guys, so no end card today. I just wanted to say thank you for everything, and I really do appreciate you guys so much. You guys have made the difference in my life after everything that's happened, and kind of given me a little bit more purpose to kind of have like this side project and have a lot of fun with it, and making YouTube videos and just building a community. It's really great. I think the channel is going to be hitting 3,000 subscribers here in a little bit, so I will be doing a bit of a giveaway. If you guys have seen on Twitter, I made my first $100 on YouTube, so I haven't gotten paid on it yet, but I can see the ad revenue there. So I was thinking about doing a little bit of a giveaway, maybe $25 to 4 people, and just give that back to you guys, more of just like a thank you. So I'll keep you updated on that. When I do the giveaway, there'll be some stuff on Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook page. So if you want to follow all those, I'm not trying to get you guys to follow me everywhere, but that's where I will be posting the stuff on how to get into the contest or the giveaway as a thank you to you guys. And that's about it. So just want to say thank you again. I'm probably gonna go lay down here in a little bit. I'm not feeling too good, so I guess I don't know what else to say. Yankee Doodle came to town riding on your mommy. Okay, bye.